Hey guys, so what I have here is a Falcon Crazy Kong. Crazy Kong was an official clone of Donkey Kong, mostly made really for Europe by Falcon, and then it was actually officially licensed by Nintendo through Falcon. So it's I suppose it's a clone. It's not a bootleg as such because it was official and it was approved, but it's a different version of Donkey Kong, and it's the one I have in my cabinet. But so I have the spare board here, and I wanted to show you this little issue I'm having with it. So we're going to power the board. It runs fine. There's no problem there. I can credit, and we'll start the game. But you'll see very quickly that there's a small issue with it. As you can see, there is differences, but so there you go. The character goes right on his own without my consent. So I can still jump. I can technically still move back left, although he's stuck going right, and I can see that the inputs are triggering. If it's going to be tricky to do this with one hand, so this should be right. There you go. You see the input changing? There you go. The green light went, and if I go left, oh, it's hard to do with one hand. Anyway, trust me, there you go. So the inputs are fine, and it's triggering. Something is forcing the character to go right all the time. So I pulled out the schematics. I'm going to switch this off, and I pulled out the schematics, and I have them here. So what you have here is your pin connector here, and goes into a resistor. Actually, it's going to this resistor array as well. I assume is one of these, and then it's going to this resistor, grounding capacitor, and going to pin 12 of, and looks like this is 2J, yeah, 2J and 912. So 2J this is 2, J is here. So this guy is going to this guy, pin 12, so that's 8, 9, 11, 12. Okay, so it should be this pin here. So two things can typically happen is that either this guy is bad and is forcing the character to always register in one direction, or one of the components, one of these resistors, I'll find out which one this is here, one of these resistors and one of these capacitors is bad. Typically, what you'll have is one of the capacitor is probably shorted. It's gone bad and is actually shorted and is forcing the signal to be set too high. So you don't register anything at the pins or at the capacitor, but the signal that's sent to the pin is stuck low all the time because it's grounded. It's shorted to ground. Anyway, and that's what happens. So when you connect. Essentially, when you connect the direction, you're essentially connecting one of the pins to ground, so it shorts to low, and the system recognizes a low as in a 0 as an actual input. So that's what happens. So it's high all the time unless you short it. It becomes low, and the system registers it as a signal sent. So this should be essentially high all the time unless you send something. And when you a capacitor shorts, this can actually be the source of the problem because it sets the signal too low all the time, or one of these guys dies and then the signal is low all the time on the output as well. So we can actually try that. So the input here for these should be, so we're looking at 2J12, this is ground. We'll assume this is 11 here. 11 should be low anyway. So this is 2J, this guy should be high, sorry. So yeah, this is high. The input here, 12 is the input, and 12 is actually toggling high and low. This is low, and this is this is high, sorry. This is the output, and the input is toggling high and low. Let me check something. what happens when I send. I'm gonna put this on a. I'm gonna need both my hands for this. Okay, there you go. So I'm looking at this guy here, 2J. Yeah, there you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 12. Okay, so 12 is low and 11 is actually. Okay, so that's the other thing. So 12 is low all the time actually. That's not good. That's not good. So I'm gonna try and find out where this guy is going, or it's coming from. So it's coming from. Let's switch everything off. We don't want any shorts. But I'm gonna find out. First, we're pin 14. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it should be here, and it should go into one of these resistors essentially. There you go. So this is number 4 here. So the output here should be connected to one of the capacitors here. Oh, there you go. Oh, wow. Okay, so these are actually grounded. So this is ground on these two, and this is connected to ground as well. Number 4. Let me check here. Actually, we'll say which one is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Which one? Okay, it's this guy. On these guys as well. That doesn't make sense. We have this guy, and this guy. Are they all connected together? Are they shorted? Nope. No. Oh. There you go. This fella is actually shorted. So this guy is dead. This capacitor here is dead, and I suspect this is what is causing the issue because it's sending. So essentially, this is the input is here and should go straight to the 12. Well, actually, we can't check that for sure, but is this the ground then? Is it the ground side? No. This side should be ground. Except for those two. That's interesting. So this side is connected to ground, except for these two. I can see the big tab here, grounding tab. Anyway, so this guy, this side here should test that. Well, actually, it's going to register to ground. This guy is shorted, so but this side I assume should be connected to 12 because it's shorted. It's actually sending a low signal as well as the natural high state. So this is why we were saying this shifting, toggling between high and low. Okay, so I've tracked down what the issue was here, and essentially what happened is when I removed the capacitor, I could see that I don't know why I tested it, but I did, and I could see that the two legs of the capacitor, or the two holes, after I'd taken out the capacitor, were still shorted. So I was like, obviously that's not right, and so I went and probed the chip. As you can see, I've pulled it out, and what I could see was that pin 11, and actually I'm gonna check here. I'm gonna show you. But the 2 pins were indeed shorted. I can't remember which they were. I think it's 12 and 9. So 9 is, in this case, or 8, sorry, and... Oh, I can't remember. Oh, I need to switch this on. There you go. So that's pin 12, which is the input, and pin 9 were pin 8, which is ground, were shorted, so I was sending 0 all the time, forcing the character to go right. So obviously what I did, and it's one of two things, you know, in general, it's the capacitor or the line buffer. So I removed the 368, I put a new one, and let's try this. And there you go. The character is going right and left properly, and he's jumping and going up and down. So there you go. That's there was a quick, easy fix for a Crazy Kong.